Reawakening. We have all daydreamed about walking into a new, expansive life, especially in the new year. But can our sleep time dreams give us some indication of how to navigate starting afresh? That's a theme we explore in our January episode of Reawakening, the spiritual life coaching and dream interpretation podcast with Yvonne Ryba. I'm your host, Chris Mann. And this month, Yvonne shares another one of her clients' dreams, this time a very intricate and vivid dream about walking into a new house, a big, large new space with rooms that represent different aspects of the dreamer's life. Family members are there that bring up different issues in the dreamer's life. So, interesting stuff. Check out Yvonne's website also at yvonneryba.com. And now let's check in with Yvonne again to explore the world of the subconscious. Hello again, Yvonne.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
I'm great. Happy 2015.
I know. It's amazing. I'm still alive in 2015. I would guess it.
It's amazing that we're all still here, you know?
Yes, fantastic.
For sure. Well, you know, it's a new year and people often are thinking about new energies in their life and sort of refreshing their lives. So I was wondering, do you have a dream that sort of fits that theme?
Yes, I do, and I knew you were going to sort of come up with something like this. So,
yeah.
And it's rather interesting that I had, at the beginning of the month, a client sent me a very long dream, which I'm going to shorten down, by the way, about this kind of thing, about new beginnings, change within ourselves, and so on. So we will see how that goes as we go through the dream.
Great.
So we have here a middle-aged woman who has never been married and has had issues with her family, most of them confrontational, difficult, conflicted, and when she was very young was molested by a male member of her family. Of course, you know how that goes. That affects us throughout our lives. Anyway, she has her own business, lives in a house, has pets, has never, as I said, never been married, but has friends and gets about. And she is taking a college course as well to improve herself and perhaps change her career. So here's her dream.
Great.
She says, I dreamt that I had decided I was going to buy another house. Now, I'm going to tell you what these pieces mean as we go through, because this dream is rather long and I'm going to shorten some of it.
Okay.
When we dream about a house, it's usually about ourselves. The house represents ourself and also where we are in our lives. And so we look at where we are in the house, and that's like referring to that aspect of our lives. So if we're in the kitchen, which is where we eat and cook and create and so on, we look at that part of our lives. It could be to do with physical being, or we're not eating the right stuff, or whatever it is. And if we're in the bedroom, it could be to do with our rest, or it could be to do with our sex lives. So wanting to buy another house is you want to change your life. She says, my brother was with me, and we went and looked at a large condo. And while we were looking at it, the owner came in. So now her brother didn't get on too well with most of her family. None of them get on well with each other. And like I said, she was molested, and we don't know quite who that was. But the brother represents her masculine side, was with her as she went into look at the house. And this condo suggests to me, because I know her somewhat, that she was looking to upgrade herself in some way. And the owner that comes in is also part of her. The owner is our higher self, our spiritual being. So these are all different aspects of herself that she's looking at as she is considering how to improve her life.
Interesting.
Now the next part is how she describes downstairs. And it's very grand. A very large area on one side with a grand piano. The floor looked like it was made of marble. There were some parts of it where she thought she might change the color or change things out. But on the whole, this was a very luxurious kind of a place. And I said that. I said, well, all of this that you described suggests a feeling of luxury, of creativity and beauty. And so obviously you want your life to be beautiful. And then she said, it goes on that apparently there was a bedroom, but I don't recall seeing the bedroom suite. So she didn't really see inside the bedroom. She just got a feeling there was one. And that was interesting too. And I said, it's interesting that you didn't see the bedroom, But later in the dream, her mother and sister appear, and they take over the bedroom. Now, this is downstairs. She hasn't got upstairs yet.
Uh-huh.
There is a downstairs bedroom. So they take over this bedroom, and she's okay with that because she decided she was going to go upstairs anyway.
Yeah.
So I said to her that I think this shows your feelings about your sex life have been heavily influenced by perhaps your mother and sister. Now, I never met them, but I do know that my mom is deceased, but was a very critical woman of the dreamer, always picking fault with her. And the sister was mom's pet, as it were. And she had become very fundamentalist, as it were, in her mind and belief system, and was also critical of the dreamer.
Puritanical, even?
Yes, yes. So these two decide they're going to stay downstairs. Now, they're kind of aspects of critical upbringing, to my way of thinking. And so she goes on in her dream to describe to me in great detail about the house. Now, she goes up some stairs, and I'm going to tell you how she describes them. She said there was this large, wide staircase that went up, and it almost looked like it was made in such a way that I was walking on furniture. But really, it was some type of padded stairs. And as I walked, I realized I had no problems with it. Now, she'd had some surgery on her legs, so she's had some, walking upstairs wasn't easy. But here, the stairs are so easy to climb that she had no problems. And when she got to the top, there was a very large room, and it was full of different kinds of furniture. So when you dream about climbing stairs, that's usually a sign, it's symbolic of climbing up in your life, improving your life. It also means reaching up into a more spiritual area or into more of a sexual area, because we associate bedrooms to be upstairs, really. So she's climbing these stairs, and I said, you're going to be able to handle this change that you're looking for easily. Padded stairs also sounds like it will be easier than you had thought to move upwards into a better life. And upwards is in quotes, but that's the way the symbols work. So when she gets up there, the first thing she sees is that there's obviously a man living up here. You can't see the man, but he's got a desk with computers and stuff on it. And then there's some kind of area where there's a craft and workshop. And then there's a kitchen facility with all sorts of very nice upgraded appliances, stainless steel type of things. It goes on like that for quite a while. It's a really detailed description of upstairs, but it's all one large room. However, even though it sounded weird to her when she's writing this, she said that it felt very good. And then she says that there was an entranceway, and then through the entranceway there was a door. Well, here we go. So the door is an opportunity, all right? We're going to open the door. Opportunity is knocking here. All this stuff about crafts and workshops and things, that's the creative side of life. We're going to make something here, and it's going to be from our own imagination. It's going to be ours. And like I said, she's doing this college course, which is very complicated and quite detailed, and will improve her lifestyle when she's finished and she can move into a different kind of work. And I think that was referring to perhaps that. There's also a male presence here, suggests that she is open to a relationship. And she says the bedroom is big. The area where the bed was is very big.
And all the family members have been kept downstairs, right?
That's right.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, keep them down there. Let's not let them up the stairs.
Right.
Now, she had, when she first started out in business many years ago, she had a woman who helped her explain the details of what you have to do, and helped her with a lot of the problems, and was a symbol here in the dream. She shows up for like the wise woman. And this old partner, as it were, says, if you're going to buy a new house, here are some suggestions. She said, this one place that you're going to look at is going to be more expensive, but it will have everything all together in it. And don't worry about the money. When you see this place, although it looks strange, this is going to work for you. And it also has a feeling of, and she uses the word opulence, a feeling of opulence there.
Oh, wow.
So this older woman, who I don't think is in her life anymore, she may have passed over, is a symbol for the wise woman, the sage, and of course the feminine side here, guardian angel, that kind of thing, who helps us on our pathway. And when they show up in dreams, you should pay attention to what they're saying, because it's your higher self giving you the clue, okay, is how to succeed. Okay. And this higher self is saying to her, Now, you may think that this is going to be too much money, too expensive, but in a dream, that suggests it's going to be more energy than you think you have, not just money. Money represents energy.
Oh.
So the wise woman is saying it's going to be worth the extra effort to go for the bigger thing. And don't worry about how you're going to make it happen. Go for it, What is it that saying about the envelope, pushing the envelope or something?
Pushing it, yeah.
So here we're going into this, like I said, long dream, and somehow the mother comes into the picture, and the sister, and they're downstairs, and the brother decides that he's going to move upstairs. And she says, no way, that's mine. And she won't let him enter. So I'm feeling that this is the negative influence that she had when she was younger, as a child, and she was molested. I'm thinking she's making a determined effort to remove that from her life and get over it, because it has hampered her in her feelings towards men.
Yeah. The upstairs, the place that she's elevating herself to, including this master bedroom and this creative space, that's her space. All of that's her space. Everyone else stays downstairs.
Yes, and she's moved away from that. Well, she said she was uncomfortable that they were all going to be there together with her, all right? And she was kind of joking about, well, look, we should all have our own space and not bother each other, okay? So, which is a great idea. And I said, I think this is about you seeing how your family are still, in some sense, living, in quotes, with you, and how you want to make them stay in their lower places while you move up into a higher realm. And this is all symbolic, of course. This all-in-one living space that you describe suggests you are trying to arrange your life in a continuous flow. And I thought that she's trying to work out how you can't remove memories, but you can take the sting out of them. You can work through them. You can say, that's got its place. It's gone. It's over with. I'm not going there anymore.
Right.
I'm not going to go on and on about it. It's time to let it go. I'm going to reprogram myself. And I think that's what this is. And this is an intellectual woman. She's very smart. But that doesn't help you with emotions. Emotions will have their way. We have to work through them.
Sure.
And she's working through them. And I think doing this college course has helped her tremendously take her out of the life of the businesswoman into the intellectual, cerebral type of life, where you're thinking a lot about what you're doing and where you're going to go with it. And that's what this dream is doing. This dream is bringing her into a place of saying, you're thinking you're just bettering yourself so you can get a better job and afford better things and so on. It's not just that. It's also improving you, too. What happened in the past is over, and you're making a move now to get away from it.
So it's like a higher level of consciousness, really, that manifests itself in different ways in her life.
Exactly. And one of the things that she mentions later on, and she describes again some of the upstairs and so on, and the staircase, is that it's all grey. And she was going to change some of the colour, but she said that there was this kind of gunmetal grey. And she talked about it and actually said that the walls and the huge padded staircase were shades of grey.
Shades of grey?
Yes, that's right. And I thought that definitely had a sexual connotation to it.
Yeah.
Grey is a neutral colour. It's a very sophisticated colour as well. But it's neutral, and you can change. I mean, obviously, you want to change and put some colour into your life. But here, the shades of grey, with like the book 50 Shades of Grey, is suggesting that we are now moving into, and she used the word opulence quite a bit in the dream, how beautiful this house was. I thought that was suggesting more sensual things in her life, that she was ready for it. She was ready to open up to be more sensual and vulnerable. It's part of that, and not be so protective of yourself.
Right.
When you are thinking about changing your life. And when you get to that place in your life, Chris, you are ready for it. And you get it when you're ready for it.
Right.
Actually, things start to happen. People say, I'm ready for a new partner or whatever it is. But they're not always ready for it. They think they are, but when it comes down to it, how much are you really going to change to make space for somebody in your life? And a lot of people don't want to change. They want the other person to change, and that doesn't happen. You've got to have both of you have to compromise in some way. It can be a great compromise, I mean, where you live. You have to change where you live or how you live and so on. But you have to be ready for it. So I think that she is ready for it. That's what I think.
And sometimes to create that space, you have to put other things out or down below or wherever, you want to metaphorically say this, but you have to, like the family, the past, put that in a different space so that in the present you can allow in all of these new positive things, right?
Yes, exactly.
Interesting. Well, that's a lot in a dream. The house represents different parts of your life. The people in the dream that represent different parts of the dreamer. So this was really quite, telling dream about the dreamer.
It surely is. And, sometimes you have a dream that you can put down in a paragraph. This is a very long dream with lots and lots of details, and I haven't given it all to you. It would take a long time. But that's all, to my way of thinking, her subconscious saying, because she is that kind of person, that, it's detailed orientated, that this is something I can handle. It's a lot of work, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to remodel things. I'm going to change things. I'm going to elevate myself. I am ready for it. I'm being told so by my higher self, other people, and what I'm doing in my life. And it's going to happen. I believe it will happen.
Perfect. I think you've captured the essence of the dream, even if there are certain details that will be part of our next episode.
Yes.
Well, it's good stuff, and it's good to ponder for listeners who are considering new moves in their own life. Opening that space requires putting other things in their place.
Yes.
I think that's very universal. So, good stuff, Yvonne. Always great to hear from you, and I'm so happy to hear another of your clients' dreams. And
thank you.
We'll be chatting again in February.
Okay. Take care, Chris. Bye-bye.
Reawakening with Chris Mann and Yvonne Ryba is a Rising Action Media production. Copyright 2015 by Chris Mann.